A quadratic equation will be of the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. This is the standard form of a quadratic equation. What is the meaning of quadratic equation? Quadratic equation means an equation having degree 2. Degree is the highest power of the variable. That is called degree. So here x has the power 2 and that is the highest power, and that's why it is called a quadratic equation. Now let me just explain factorization of a trinomial with the help of an example. Let's take x square plus 6x plus 8. Here, first you need to identify what is a, what is b, and what is c. A is coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x square in the standard form is a. So in the given question, coefficient of x square is 1. Here it is 1x square. 1x square is what you're writing as as x square. So a is 1 here. B, what is b? B term is coefficient of x. Okay, coefficient of x is b. So correspondingly in the given equation, coefficient of x is 6. C is the constant term. Here, constant term means the term that does not have any variables. So here x is the variable, the term that doesn't have any variable. So here 8 is the constant term. So you first identify A, B, and C. After that, calculate the value of AC. That is A into C. A is 1 and C is 8. So when you multiply A into C, you are getting 8. Now think of the factors of 8. Exactly 2 factors whose product will be 8. So possible combinations are 1 into 8 is 8. 2 into 4 is 8, right? These are the possible combination. So 1 into 8 and 2 into 4 will give me 8. Fine. Now I also need to look at sign of AC. What is the sign? Sign of A into C is very important. If sign of AC is positive, means both the factors are either positive or negative. Both of them has to be either positive or both of them has to be negative. How will you know both of them are positive or negative? You have to look at the sign of B. Okay, so here the assumption is both the factors are either positive or negative. Then what will you do? Look at the sign of B. If B is positive, both the factors will be positive. If B is negative, then both the factors will be negative. This is what you need to understand. First thing, this is what you need to understand. So here, sign of B is positive and A into C is also positive. So the factors are going to be positive. So identify the factors. When I have identified the factors, it is 1 into 2 or 2 into 4. So which one should I take? Which one will be suitable here? That depends on, I need to add the factors and that should give me D. So when I add 1 and 8, 1 plus 8 gives me 9. So 1 and 8 I cannot include because D term is 6. But when I add 2 plus 4, I am getting 6. So 2 and 4 are the factors that I need to consider here. Okay, so here I should write, therefore, the factors are 2 and 4. I am going to split the middle term. Which is the middle term? 6x is the middle term. So I am going to split 6x like 2x plus 4x. So when I add 2x plus 4x, I am getting 6x. So the purpose of finding out the factors is I need to split the middle term into 2. So I have split it, and then the remaining, the x square term, you write as it is, and the constant term also you have to write as it is. Now you have to do the grouping. How are you planning to do the grouping? Grouping means this is one group, this is another group. So take x outside, the common term is x, remaining is x plus 2. From the second group, I can take out 4. When I take 4 outside, I am left with x plus 2. So when I group, what I need to take care is, I should be getting common factor. Okay, I should be getting a common factor after grouping and taking a common factor out. Now here, when I look at this, I have x plus 2 common in both the cases. So take x plus 2 out. So x plus 2 into, when I take x plus 2 outside, what is remaining? Cut x plus 2, cut x plus 2. What I am left with is x plus 4. So these are the factors of x square plus 6x plus 8. Let's do another problem. Here, x square minus 5x plus 6. What is A? A is coefficient of x square, which is 1. B is negative 5, which is coefficient of x. Constant term is 6. I need to calculate AC. AC is 1 into 6, which is 6. Now, AC is positive. When AC is positive, factors will be of the same sign. Factors, both the factors will be either positive or negative. Look at the sign of B. B is negative. Since B is negative, I need to understand that both the factors are going to be negative. Okay, so the conditions are AC is positive and B is negative. Hence, both the factors are negative. Okay, so if B was positive, both the factors would have been positive. That's what we did in the previous problem. Now 6, when you split, the factors can be 1 and 6, or it can be 2 and 3. I told you both of them has to be negative. So when you have negative 1, negative 6 and negative 2, negative 3, you add them. When you add negative 1 plus negative 6, you are getting negative 7. But your B is negative 5. So this is ruled out. You cannot take negative 1 and negative 6 as the factors, because when you add, you are getting negative 7. Now, take negative 2 and negative 3. Negative 2 plus negative 3 gives you negative 5. So these are the factors that we need to consider. So the factor pairs are going to be negative 2 and negative 3. So after identifying the factor pair, what you need to do, just split the middle term. Split the middle term with the factors that you have identified. What you need to remember is, here when you write minus 2, you have to write x along with it. When you write 3, which is the other factor, there also you should write x along with it. Because when you add, it should give me minus 5x. Plus 6. This is what I'm getting. Now group them and take the common factor out. So first group is this one. Second group is this one. Okay. So here I get x into x minus 2 minus, I'm taking 3, minus 3 out. If I take minus 3 out, my x will be positive, and inside plus 6. From plus 6, when I remove minus 3, it results in minus 2. So I get minus 2. x minus 2 is common. Take that out and I am left with x minus 3. So these are the factors of x square minus 5x plus 6. Third type is x square minus 3x minus 40. A is coefficient of x square, which is 1. B is coefficient of x, which is negative 3. C is the constant term, which is negative 40. Find out AC. When you calculate AC, you have to do 1 into negative 40, which gives me negative 40. When AC is negative, one of the factor is positive and other factor is negative. Now, how do you know which factor is positive and which factor is negative? You have to look at the sign of B. Look at the sign of B, and sign of B will be the sign of the bigger number. That means sign of the bigger factor. So these are the points that you need to remember. So first you have to check what is the sign of AC. If AC is positive, both the factors are going to be same sign. It will be either positive or negative. Look at the sign of B, and that will be the sign of both the factors. If AC is negative, then one factor is positive, other factor is negative. Here, you have to look at the sign of B to decide what will be the sign of the bigger number. Okay, that's all. So here, identify the factors of 40. What are the factors of 40? It can be 1, 40. It can be 2, 20. It can be 8 and 5. 140, 220, and 8 and 5. So what did I tell you? You have to put the sign. The bigger number should be given the negative sign. So here 40 is negative, 20 is negative, 8 is negative. Now you add them. Negative 40 plus 1 gives me negative 39. Negative 39 is not my B. What is my B? My B is negative 3. So this is ruled out because I don't want negative 39 as my B term. Now negative 20 plus 2. Negative 20 plus 2 is negative 18. That is not matching with my B. B is negative 3. Now take negative 8 plus 5. Negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3, and that's what I want. Okay, so negative 8 and 5 are the factors. So let's write the question as x square minus, as I told you, 8x plus 5x minus 40. So this gives me negative 3x. Take x out. So you have x minus 8 remaining plus 5 out, x minus 8 in this group. So I had done the grouping like this: x square minus 8x in one group, 5x minus 40 in another group. So this will give me x minus 8 outside, and I'll be left with x plus 5. So these are the factors. Another question is x square plus 5x minus 6. Here, A is coefficient of x square, which is 1. B is coefficient of x, which is 5. And C is the constant term, which is negative 6. So when you write A, B, and C, it is important you should write it along with the signs. Now, what is A into C? That is 1 into negative 6 gives you negative 6. Since AC is negative, one of the factor is going to be positive and the other factor is going to be negative. So which factor is going to be positive and which factor is going to be negative? Look at the things. The sign of B is positive. Larger factor larger factor is positive. Okay, so this is how you should identify, and the other factor is going to be negative. So here, the factors of 6, it can be 1 comma 6 or 2 comma 3. Okay, now I said the bigger number has to be positive, so put positive sign here, here also positive. So the other number has to be negative, because when AC is negative, one factor is positive, other factor is negative, and the bigger number will get the sign of B. When you add them, here you are getting 5, here you are getting 1. So which one is your factor pair? This is your factor pair, because you want 5x. So negative 1 and positive 6 are your factors. Okay. So split the given question. X square plus 5x is split as negative 1x plus 6x minus 6. Okay, so this gives you 5x. So the factor pairs were negative 1 and positive 6. So negative 1x is what you have written as negative x plus 6x minus 6. Now group them. So let me take x out. I have x minus 1. Here, let me take 6 out. I have x minus 1. So x minus 1 is common. Take out x minus 1 from both the terms. I am left with x plus 6. So these are the factors.